So the future is female is a phrase that's been gaining a lot of popularity these days. And you even wrote a song about it. In fact, it's titled The Future is Female. And we might hear it later tonight. I don't know. I think that for some, it can at times feel a little bit isolating. But the way that you talk about it is very inclusive. Could you share a little bit about what that means for you and why you wrote the song?
Definitely. When the London Marathon story broke out and went viral, people were sending me a lot of different feminist gear, like feminist t-shirts, feminist things. And many of them had a lot of aggression in them. And I didn't connect with those slogans. They had a lot of anger. And that anger is necessary. It's what channels movements across the world. But it also didn't feel like how I felt when I ran. I felt positive when I ran. I felt liberated. And one person sent me this company in LA who's repurposed The Future is Female, brought it back from the 70s. They sent me this phrase, and I saw it and I was like, whoa, yes. And I liked it because it was the first time it put femininity as something aspirational, as opposed to something that's constantly trying to catch up to what the men are doing. Does that make sense? So it's always like, oh, why can't we have more women in hip-hop? Why can't we have more women in corporations? Why can't we have more women here? I'm like, I'm not even trying to go where the men are going. I'm trying to go and start our own brilliant thing and have the men come to us. Yeah. So when I saw The Future is Female, I said, wow, this phrase to me, and it's up to each generation to repurpose the phrase to meet the needs of the time. This phrase to me is about valuing what femininity as an archetype of leadership brings to the table. And for me, that's emotional intelligence over brute force aggression. This whole government shutdown thing, it's a very ego, machismo energy, in my opinion. I mean, Nancy Pelosi is holding it down. Listen, she's fighting fire with fire. But to me, emotional intelligence is something we don't see enough, and we don't see it valued and prioritized. Same thing with collaboration, valuing collaboration over competitiveness. So I don't think it's necessarily about female versus male, but I do think there are feminine styles of leadership that we haven't even seen at all. We haven't even seen, we have toxic masculinity, we have masculine excellence, we have feminine excellence. We haven't seen feminine toxic, we haven't seen toxic femininity yet. We haven't even given it a chance to even fuck it up. We haven't even given a chance to get it right. So for me, I have a very hopeful, aspirational view of what it is that the femme can do when it comes to leadership. And that's why I love this phrase so much.